is what a locator is. That's the message. So there's like clarity in like why we do what we do, you know? And it's funny. I mean, you talk to a lot of locators and they can't even do like their own elevator pitch. They don't even like know why they're locating. So
Yeah. Can you hear me?
yeah, yeah, I can hear
Sorry,
you.
I was getting weird for a second. Okay.
I think Brendan just hopped on.
Okay.
Might have to configure the microphone. What's up, Brendan?
Yo, fellas,
Hey, Brendan.
what's
How
good?
are
How
you?
y'all doing? Good to see y'all.
Good.
Good.
Oh,
You
wait,
too.
sorry, you can't see me. Okay, there we go.
Sorry.
What's
Audio.
up, man?
Man, this man's on vacation.
No,
I'm
man,
trying
I
to be
live
like
here.
you.
This is where I live.
Lives in Florida. He's in South Florida. Is you're in Fort Lauderdale?
I'm in Miami right now. This is
Oh,
my girl's place. But yeah, she's pretty close to me. She's about 20 miles south.
oh, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Sweet, sweet. I saw your 3D printed house, Pierre. Congratulations on that, man.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah,
you. That's it right here. Let's see.
yeah, man.
We're
That's
finally
dope.
coming out of boxes and stuff. So, you know, we're just trying to get it together.
It's beautiful.
Thanks for joining the call, Brendan.
Of
Uh,
course, brother. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure, man. So basically on these calls, this is a 30-minute kickoff call. It's really just to get a face to the name and meet you in person. There's not a lot of stuff we have to get through. We like to just confirm some basic details and start a student file for you. And then we go into sort of like the journey of how the program goes, and then the mission statement or the whole reason we choose to locate, because it is good to get clarity on why we're specializing in this niche. And so a lot of this might sound redundant, especially if you've already been locating before, but we just like to take some time and still kind of grain in like the whole purpose of being an apartment locator and what the elevator pitch is, just so it's fresh. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we don't like to skip anything, no matter how simple it sounds. A lot of sometimes on these calls, people are like, I already know this stuff, but it's just good to get a good revamp. So let me start off by just sharing my screen here. And if you guys can both confirm that you can see everything, that would be
Yeah,
cool.
I can see it.
Same.
Okay, cool. All right. It worked. Awesome. So here is the form. One second here. And we just started this file. So Brendan Stevens, one-on-one coaching log here. Let's go through this. All right. So on today's call, we are about to get you started on your path to a six-figure income as a locator. Here's what we'll cover. So number one, we're going to cover the journey. We're going to guide you through like what to expect on your journey into this program with the main goal of earning six figures. So we're going to set some expectations. Number two, support and coaching. So I'll show you where to get support. We just switched over to the IQ community from school. So that was kind of a massive migration, but it's finally done and it's optimized. So we'll show you like where to actually get support. We're going to share our direct cell phone number with you as well. We only do that for like the full flagship course or high ticket students. So if all else fails and you don't want to post in the community or email us, you can just shoot us a text. And then my whole team, including Alex, will get the text. So we'll share that number with you as well. And then number three, we're going to go over your role. So here it says, we'll discuss your specific role as a locator, understand your ideal client, the benefits of the niche, and then we'll gather some personal details to help us support you. Cool. So pretty easy on these calls. And then I think we're skipping the war map, and we'll talk about that later. So let's see here. Cool. So let's begin. Let's see. I got your basic info here. Today will be the start date. I got your email. Is this the correct email, Brendan? B-Step?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Let's see here. Shipping for the laptop. Well, we would have got your shipping address to send you the laptop, but I think that that's not applicable here. So I'll just put NA and then the shipping gate code NA contract signed. Did you get any email automations to sign a DocuSign, Brendan?
Yes, I believe so. Yeah,
Okay.
I believe it was signed on DocuSign
Okay,
at the
cool.
start.
Yeah, yeah. All right, just verifying, just verifying. It's really no, it's not a huge deal though, since you didn't do like the full program, so it's really no big deal. But yeah, if you sign it, then better. Okay, cool. So a lot of our students, especially when they invest into the high ticket and they spend the 8,000, it's really important for them to like have all of the promises we made on a DocuSign. So
Yeah.
that's sort of like why we do that. But in your case, since you didn't do like the full program, you
Mhm.
can always do it later and we will credit whatever you spend up to it, but it's not like a super concern now because we usually don't start the call without the contract, but no worries because you didn't do the full thing. Okay, cool. Accountability and support. So with the full program, we would have a coach reach out to you every single Monday, and then you have basically unlimited one-on-one calls as needed. And so that is part of the full package. So we will still support. It's just like your support tier is right under the high ticket students. But you probably you know me, I try to respond to everyone as fast as I can regardless. So we don't have like the every single week one-on-one Zoom with your investment, but if I can help, I'll always shoot you like a Facebook message, or I'll shoot you over a Loom whenever we have the time to. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. So we'll put NA for that. And then are you in Dallas? What market are you in?
Yeah, so I'm actually from Dallas. That's 95% of where I locate. I'm in a
Cool,
weird kind of
cool.
process right now. I'm actually staying near Mexico, saving up for my first house. So
Oh,
right now
really?
I'm in
Congrats.
McAllen. Yeah, thanks.
Wow, wow, that's cool. So you're gonna get it done around Mexico?
No, I'm actually looking to purchase in Waco, but I'm from
Okay.
Dallas. It's about an hour and a half from Dallas, hour and a half from Austin. It's like right in the middle. Yeah, you're hella familiar. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
but right now I'm near McAllen. I don't know if you're familiar with the Valley, but that's where I'm at right now.
I know McAllen. Yeah. Yeah, I had a friend that would go up there. So got you. Okay, well that's cool. I think you did tell me that. That's why you want we did. I think we did payments or something because you didn't want any kind of debt while you were closing on your
Right,
house,
right. That's
right?
correct.
Got
Yeah.
it. Okay, yeah, it rings a bell. Got you. Cool. So then the primary locating market is in Dallas. That's awesome. You know, Austin, Dallas, Houston, those are the best markets in all of locating. So, I mean, that's great. You're in a really good market for this entire business. Let's see, Loom support. Yes, everyone gets Loom support regardless. Okay, yes, of years of locating experience. So have you apartment located for some years, or are you new?
Yes, sir. I started around 2021, 2020, around that
Oh, cool.
time.
Like right after COVID, like the COVID
Yes,
boom.
sir.
That's when Alex started, actually.
Really?
Interesting. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
I started I got my license 2019. I really started locating 2020, and it was the best time to locate.
yeah,
Yeah.
To start off,
yeah.
it's still really good. I mean, it's all I
So
do.
yeah, Brendan, we get people from all over the US to join. We had a girl in the US Virgin Islands. Her name's China. She was killing it out there, even though it's all private landlords. And then we get people from Maryland. Radia is our student. She's out in Maryland. She's doing six figures out there. And then we have students in Boston, New York, and Florida. Now, all of those markets are a little bit more challenging than Texas because some of our students don't even have a database out there. And so a lot of their process is like making their own list on a Google spreadsheet and just build like introducing themselves, asking for compensation for the referral, and then building their own list. So it's like a couple extra steps. But we always tell everyone if you're interested in locating in Texas, we pay for the license if they ever want to switch because we have it so easy in Texas, it's crazy. So we have database coverage. A lot of the apartments are just so used to allowing us to work remote. And so it's funny because Alex started out in Florida, and Florida is a market where a lot of buildings require you to be there unless you can become friends with them. And Alex started around COVID. And so that was like a grand excuse that everyone used to work remote, you know, because
Mhm.
that's just what was going on. And so it's cool that you started around that time. But I think Alex enjoyed locating out in Florida around COVID because did everywhere let you work remote, Alex, for that time period?
Yeah, during like the first
Nice.
6 months, but then after that, once you need the property, they're like, just you can keep sending.
Yeah,
And then
it's all
some
about like
properties were
the
like, you
development
got to
part.
be here, but it was fine because everything was pretty close. And every day you were leasing somebody, I felt. So you were always busy. There was always something going on. And it really helped me understand the business a lot was during that time because I was around a lot of these leasing people. I started understanding approval process. And once you understand all that, then you can really help more people. So Florida was a fantastic market. It still is a fantastic market. My buddy's coming back down here to do locating in Florida, and I'm going to help him in some capacity, just getting his confidence back. But my business is primarily in Texas because you can work fully remote. So, Brendan, with you being in Texas, I mean, it's just the best state here. It's not going away. It's sustainable. So, congrats, man. That's awesome. This course is great. You're going to love it. There's just a lot of information, and really, after you've taken the course once, I would take it again. Make sure your systems are set up, and just take action.
Cool. Yeah, we'll go into some. I know you had some other questions for us, Brendan. So, like, once we wrap up some of these task items on the call, we're almost done. We're halfway done. We can answer some of your custom questions that you might have for us. Does that sound okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you, brother.
Yeah, for sure. I didn't forget. Okay, cool. So before we get into the journey, let's see here. What you look like to achieve the next 3 months? We are going to delete this question. I don't like this question. So let's continue with the journey. This is your journey. 4 stages of becoming a top producing locator. Okay. So, part one is habit building. These are the 4 stages of like everyone's experience, we think, that go through a program. Okay. They usually start off here. They're very excited because they just started a new program. And then what they realize in stage 2 is that there are problems that happen and that arise just like life or in any business. So we try to kind of show you like a very simple visual of what happens. We've noticed every single time with people. So part one is like you're really excited, you're motivated, you just started a program, right? You saw all of our ads, whatever the case is. And then reality hits in part 2 and you're like, "Oh, in my market I have this problem." And so understanding that there are going to be pitfalls, I think is really important in any program. Okay. And then so part 3 is reaching out to us with support, because that's what we're here for, is to answer your questions, give you custom solutions. And so part 3 sort of in the journey is understanding that, hey, you did reach out to us and you kept us in the loop. And that's kind of the natural process in any business, is that you're going to have problems, but we're here to help you. We have encountered every single issue or problem in this industry, by far. Because we've trained the most locators. And so whatever your problem is, just know that you can rely on us to have a solution, no matter how custom it is. And so part 3 of your journey is understanding that we're here for support. So you reached out, and then you're realizing and building confidence, as to understand that we are here to help with whatever you might be stuck. And so part 4 is learning some of the lessons from the program and understanding that you do have support with us if things ever get rough, and sort of building it into like a lifestyle now. And so that is the 4th part of the journey. And so I know it's kind of like really stupid simple, this visual, but it's important for us to talk about it because this does just happen every time. Okay, so part 1, motivated. Part 2, it's a pitfall. Part 3, you reached out to us if you kept us in the loop. And then part 4 is you're understanding how it's going to go and you're building the lessons into your lifestyle. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir, it does.
Okay, cool. Awesome. So we just went through this. Okay, and awesome. So how to receive support. There are 3 major ways here. So number 1 is the community. You can always ask the community, and in this document that you'll have access to, we've hyperlinked little shortcuts. So if you click right here, boom, it takes you over to the new IQ community. We won't ever leave the community again, since this is our platform and our CRM. So I know it's kind of frustrating to move everyone from school to IQ, but we're not going to go anywhere else, we promise. So everything will be inside of the IQ community. So here you've got a discussion. A couple days ago, we just released the ability to private message people, and we just put this calendar inside. I don't know if you've ever used School, but we basically model everything after School. So that's why things look very similar. Okay. And then so learning is where you can access the digital course. And the calendars are here as well. So this section I don't think would apply to you because you had to have invested in the full program to get like the multiple times a week live calls with us. But if we ever do like a general Q&A, which we usually do once every 2 weeks, you should see that in your account in the calendar as well. So just wanted to show you that real quick before we moved on. So the first level of support is you can reach out to the community. If you go over here inside of the discussion, if you've got a Locator IQ question, you can click in here. If you have a Locator Academy question about the course, you can post in here. I eventually Loom answer everyone's questions that come through here, but you can always reach out to me directly and send me a DM as well, right? You just look up my name, wherever I am, and then you can send me a message. You can click on here, and I'll receive these personally along with my team. So you can click on Pierre, and then there should be a chat button. I think I'm in my own account, so it's not making sense. But there's a button you can hit chat, and it sends me a direct message. So that's where that's 1 level of support there. Number 2, email, chat, and text us. Okay, so the general email is help@locatoriq.vip. You can also send me a Facebook message on Messenger. So there's a little shortcut right there. Boom. You can click on that and then send me a Facebook message if it ever loads. Okay. And then one phone number we want to share with you is this one. So this is the number that will text my phone, also Alex's phone, and everyone on our team. So Christina will get it too. So we'll race in. Basically, everyone on our team will see this. So if you can't send us a DM if you can't send, if you don't want to wait for someone in the community to answer you, or you don't want to DM me right away and it's like an emergency, just use the phone number. And I wanted to make this accessible because out of other coaching programs or coaches that we've studied, no one really gives like a phone number as like an emergency. So I wanted to make it a thing to do that, especially to our high ticket students. So try to use this for like emergencies only. If you have an issue with like an automation lesson, a lot of that can be answered, if not in the course, with the IQ support, or someone in the community. But if it's something really big and particular and it's like an emergency, then just text us and then we'll answer right away. Does that make sense to you?
That makes sense. Thank you.
Okay, cool. Yeah, absolutely. All right. So number three, Locator IQ 24/7 live tech. Okay. So with the program, we recently released Locator IQ CRM. I'm sure you're already familiar, but we were back in the day, we were teaching like 8 different systems. It was like Calendly, Typeform, Active Campaign, ClickFunnels, all the industry leaders. So there's nothing wrong with those companies. That's what a lot of businesses use that do business well. But we got overwhelming feedback that it was too many systems for our students to log in and out of. At the end of the day, we just our audience are successful real estate agents, and so they're not like super advanced digital marketers, right? And so we wanted to release one solution that does everything. So instead of having to go into Calendly for your separate calendar and then Typeform for your survey, we put all of those features into IQ, so that way you guys can just log into one consolidated piece of tech. So with Locator IQ, we have support. So we will Zoom support you if you're on the IQ Premium. And I think, are you already signed up for Locator IQ, Brendan?
Yes, sir, I am.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay. So then you're familiar. And then did you access the onboarding course okay when you first signed up to IQ?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. We're going to revamp that course as well. Also, today, as of a couple hours ago, we just revamped a lot of how IQ looks. So you might see a little bit of changes. We just fixed a couple of things and then made things look a little bit prettier than what they were before. So like now, we got like some cool functionality. Can you guys still see my screen if I'm sharing it?
Yeah, I can see it.
Yes, I can see.
Do you see the changes, Alex? Alex hasn't seen this either. It happened like an hour ago.
The screen's small on the left, or
Oh, okay.
where
With
we're at.
small screen. Do you see the phone toggle?
Oh
The
yeah, the
graphical
top. Oh,
effects,
that looks really sweet.
how they light up now? Yeah, we
Yeah,
finally got,
that looks
because
great.
before it was all grayed out, and so a lot of people weren't knowing that it was like a,
Yeah,
yeah, so
looks nice.
we changed that there. We got some like special effects on the buttons, so we're slowly making it more beautiful. But yeah, we're really excited about Locator IQ because it consolidates everything and just saves us a bunch of money. That's the whole point.
No, it's
Yeah.
been great. I greatly enjoyed it so far.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And these little menu items up here, they used to be like really thin, and so hopefully this helps people understand where everything is.
Yeah, that looks better. You couldn't really see it before. I mean, I know
Yeah,
where they're at, but if you're using it for the first time, it's tough.
yeah, definitely, definitely. So other than that, I just wanted to show you guys the quick changes on some of the UI. So cool, cool. Okay, let's continue. The support for IQ is still in the same place, however. So you would still go to this little black chat icon, and then you would start a chat, and you can always request a Zoom call with my team. You can just say like, "Hey, can someone jump on a call?" And we'll screen share and jump on a call. So the support is really good with Locator IQ. They can answer probably a lot of stuff, and they can also get creative with you. So if you want to do like a certain automation in a certain way that you think might work better, you can hop on with my team, and they can like custom help you set something up. They're really good at what they do. So cool. That is the next level of support. Awesome. Here are some of our staff. Boom, boom, boom. Alex, we need to add you to this. We forgot Alex. Okay, next thing you understand. Awesome. So we're gonna get to the last part of the call, Brendan, and then we'll answer your questions. Does that sound good?
Mm,
Cool. All right. So next, you need to understand what a locator is, the advantage of the niche, your ideal client avatar, and what you offer. And again, I know this is kind of redundant, especially when people get on calls like this and they've been locating for years. So we get it, but we just like to explain everything per the standard of protocol. Okay. So
absolutely.
so let's get clear on the client avatar, the advantage of the niche, like why do we even locate in the first place, and then the service offer. Okay. So why are you an apartment locator? Understand what you do. Okay, your message. I help people. This is the long version of what we do. I help people looking to move in within 60 days, rent a perfect apartment in the most effective way possible. That's kind of what we do. Starting a long and positive business relationship with them, which will eventually lead to home ownership in the form of a buyer representation agreement, onwards to a potential listing agreement. So that's kind of the long message of what we do. This is the condensed version. So if someone told you, like, hey, in one sentence, tell me what you do, why does it make sense? You would answer with, get ready for a fast, budget-friendly move to your ideal apartment, paving the way to future home ownership. And this is what a lot of, I think some locators don't understand. The reason we do locating is because, sure, it's a simple business model. There's no paperwork, you can do it remote, especially in Texas. Those are all the reasons why it's easier and the same income potential is there. But the real reason, like if you dive deeper than just the income and that the job is easier, if you dive deeper, you start understanding that the reason we're apartment locators is because we are trying to start a lot of relationships with people and from the ground floor because we understand that everyone rents apartments before they buy a house. No one just turns 18, becomes an adult, and then buys a house, right? Most of America, people rent first, they advance in their careers, they save money, and then they buy a house. And so the reason we choose to be locators other than the earning potential and the ease of the business is that we're strategically building relationships with a lot of people to hopefully be in their mind whenever they want to buy a house. And that's what helps drive the evolution of the client life cycle, right? We're going to make six figures with their apartment, but then we're going to hopefully put ourselves at an advantage to help them buy a house. And then if we continue building the relationship, we might be able to sell their house in the future. So that is the reason we do what we do. Cool. So process, pricing, and existing leverage. So here's the three-step process. Um, we feel that like in any business, it's important for you to understand what your three-step process is. And if you're in a business where you have more than three steps in your process, it's too complicated of a business, right? So that's it's a good way to, I think, have a perspective on that. Like if your business can't be explained in three steps, it's too complicated. Okay. So for us, these are the three steps that we've outlined. Number one, generate leads by using our marketing methods. We use a book a call sales funnel, and then we're going to leverage the free leads from our broker. So really, step one is lead gen, just like any business. Step two is after we generate the lead and they book a call, we're going to execute a 10-minute Zoom call, and we're going to send them the list of apartments. Okay, so that's really the second step is like do the Zoom call, give them what they're looking for, and that's step number two. Here we write auto recording will help with collections. So in the program, we'll help you tweak the Zoom settings so you can auto record the same way we're auto recording right now. Okay. And so we do that because it helps with collections and getting paid, but that's a whole different video lesson. Okay. So step two is do the 10-minute Zoom call, give them what they're looking for. Step number three is we're going to just do follow-up until they choose an apartment. Okay. We do the follow-up in an easy, organized way using the pipeline feature in Locator IQ. So that's the third step is follow up until they choose an apartment. Okay. And that's kind of the whole business. So that's our three-step process. We're going to do lead gen, do a Zoom call, and then follow up with Locator IQ pipeline until they choose an apartment. Right. So as you can understand, there are not really a lot of steps, especially compared with being a realtor, that we have to get through. Right. People usually make up their minds renting an apartment much faster compared to someone buying a house, which is like the number one asset. I mean, you're in the middle of buying a house now. I just bought a house. So we probably understand that like that's where people want to definitely get it right, look into everything. And it takes a lot longer naturally than renting an apartment. So it's good to understand that. Okay, let's move on to the pricing. Okay, here's our pricing. So I offer a free service to my clients. It's easier than right away generating a signed buyer's rep or listing agreement as a traditional realtor. So that's the pricing of our business. And that's why it makes sense because the apartments pay us, not the clients. Cool. Now you know your pricing. So leverage. So in this part of the call, we'd like to understand some of your social media followers and everything. And the reason we do this is because on your warm up call, we would have done a 90-day warm up call with you. And part of like the strategy on that way longer call is to leverage your social media. You still have a video lesson of this tactic in the digital course. But this part we highlight because we use it for the warm up call. But I think you invested in the course only. So we can skip this for now because it's not going to do us any good. Cool. Let's see here. Done. Awesome. And so we would give you three quick little action items before the start of your warm up call. That's kind of like the homework at this point before we book that together. So that's sort of the kickoff. I guess at this point we can transition into answering some of your questions since we're not going to do a warm up as of now. But this would have been the action item. So we would have told you to like introduce yourself in the IQ community, get signed up. And then number two is you could post an accountability partner request inside of IQ. The course will walk you through that. And then number three is we would ask you to watch all of like the mindset module in the course before doing the kickoff call. A lot of our students, Brendan, we just get them to do these three items before they start dissecting the course, because the warm up call is a 90-day week by week outline of like where to jump around in the course. So I don't know if you've completed the digital course, but it's a pretty big 30-hour comprehensive course. Have you started it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so we try to do the digital course in order. Like we try to make it like video one, then video two, then video three, then video four, but it plays out where it's not going to be super perfect. And towards like module four is where you have to start jumping back and forth from like module five to four to six. So that's what we try to tell people, like when we do calls with them before they invest, is we tell them that the 90-day kickoff call is really nice to have in place, because it gives you some guidance on like, hey, this week jump into module five and do these videos, and then next week go back to module four and then do these couple of videos, because that's the way it'll make the most sense after the warm up call. It's kind of a little bit confusing to explain, but that's the whole purpose of the warm up call, is to give you like a week by week guidance on like where to hop around the course and what you can get done based on your situation. So those calls take us like 2 hours to get through, and they're really extensive. So I suppose it isn't relevant now. Just understand that in the future, when you're going through the course and you're reaching some level of success with locating, if you ever want to upgrade to the coaching, probably after your first few deals or so you can just use the business money to invest, we will credit you everything you paid back up to it. So you won't ever have to pay separately twice, because I don't believe in that. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so then at this point, that was basically the kickoff call. Again, it's really just to kind of like get you clear on like why you would be a locator, what your elevator pitch is, what your three-step process is. It's really good to have this stuff, getting involved in any business. You don't want to be like most locators where they don't even know what their process is, they don't even know what their elevator pitch is, and they don't even know what they're doing. They just signed up to a company, they started taking some leads, and then they just stay with locating forever. I mean, I suppose I have as well, but it's really good to like dig deeper and understand that the point, like the competitive advantages of your own business. So we would never skip this section. I think it's really valuable. And yeah, and then this way we get a chance to meet you and then talk about some expectations going through the program. So pretty easy call today. And yeah, brother, if you want to take some time now and ask us some questions, we'd be happy to answer.
Thank you, Pierre. I appreciate you both for taking time, man. And also, Pierre, I just want to take time out to say, man, I've been watching your videos for like 2 years, and I've learned a lot and kind of grown a lot following you and watching you. You have a positive spirit, and so I've been kind of stayed with you because I think we all can kind of see that. Well, I just want to say thank you for that, and then yeah, to get into my questions, I kind of just I just wrote like a few bullet points here.